Some of the president's increased tariffs would go into effect this weekend. Joining us now, Texas Congressman, House Financial Services Committee member Roger Williams. Congressman, good to see you. We're all watching what's transpiring in France at the G7 summit. What do you make of the president's comments? Where do we go from here in terms of trade negotiations?
Well, I think it's really positive. I mean, what he did with Japan yesterday is really a step forward, and as long as they're talking, I mean, that's great. But we want to get something done. I'm a small business owner, Main Street America. We want to get something done so we can move forward, and we know what the cost of goods is going to be and so forth. But I think he's doing a great job, and I'm excited about the deal he made with Japan.
Well, Congressman, in terms of your constituents, small business owners in particular, are they feeling the impact of this ongoing trade fight?
Well, a lot of them are. You know, a lot of them. When you have a tariff, it really raises the cost of goods sold. And I've had some small business owners say that their goods have gone up 10 to 15%. It's slowing their business down. So we don't want that to happen. I believe the answer too is to cut taxes even more and put cash flow in America's small businesses and hands, and let us really cash flow our country. And so a combination of that, I think, is the best way to go.
Congressman Ryan has a question for you.
Congressman, just out of curiosity, when you talk to these business owners, I mean, how is sentiment in general right now? You know, we like to look at the overall health of the economy, and I find that I'm a small business owner. That's really a good litmus test for where we are economically speaking in the U.S.
Well, the economy's good. I mean, I'm in the car business, and we're one of the first to know when it's good or when it's bad. But the business is good. People are expanding. We got more job startups or small business startups than we've ever had in our country. So things are going good. The attitude's good. But, you know, like anything else, we want to have a path. And we are very, in Texas, you know, we're glad that we don't really have the Canada-Mexico content tariffs right now. That's important here in our area. But business is good. Let's keep it that way. Let's not raise the price of goods sold, and let's really cash flow Main Street.
I want to ask you about the preliminary trade deal with Japan. U.S. Trade Representative Congressman Robert Lighthizer says that the deal would focus on agriculture, industry, and digital trade. And let's also talk about the USMCA. When is the House going to pick this up and vote on it? As soon as you get back?
Well, I would hope so. We should have actually voted on it before. I mean, Speaker Pelosi's kept it off the floor. I think it's going to pass. It's good for America. It's good for the world. It's good for Texas. We need to vote on it, and I think like I say, I think it will pass. It's gotten to be political. Nobody wants to have the president have a victory. This will be a victory for him, but it'll be a victory for everybody, like I say, including the world. I mean, it's going to be good trade. It's going to be good trade options. We need to get it passed. I hope we vote on it when we get back.
I want to really quickly, before we go, get to the Trump administration on immigration, proposing extending the days that a family can be held, a mother and child, for example, under the Flores Agreement, a rule change that would allow migrant families to be held in custody indefinitely as opposed to 20 days. Maria Bartiromo spoke with Mark Morgan, acting Customs and Border Patrol Commissioner, yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, and he said this. Congressman, listen to it. I'll get your reaction.
Explain the news on the Flores Agreement and why it's important, sir.
Marie, you're spot on, and that's one of the false narratives out there, that we're going to indefinitely hold children. That's absolutely false. The new Flores regulation changes that. That's why it's a game changer. With this new regulation, we can hold families together in a healthy, safe environment while they go through the immigration proceeding. And then if their claims are merit-based claims, they'll be released. And if they're meritless, they're going to be sent back to their country. But we're only going to hold them as long as it takes for the immigration process. And history's shown us that's between 40 and 60 days. It's not indefinite.
You're going to face a whole wave of litigation. Are you expecting the lawsuits to begin tomorrow?
We believe the reg not only meets but actually exceeds the conditions and requirements of the Flores Settlement Agreement, but it will be litigated.
Congressman, your quick reaction.
Well, I think it's a good move. It keeps the families together. It lets them have their due process together, and so it doesn't separate the families, which is a big argument. So I think it's the right thing to do.
Congressman Roger Williams, thank you so much. We covered a lot of ground. Great to see you as always.